Hi guys, welcome back to some more action with Leeds United. We are into February of 2015. We are in our first season in the Premier League still. We're still in the FA Cup as well. We have a game coming up, I believe it's against Borough in the next round. Tom Huddlestone wants to play. And yeah, I think we've got a bit of a time now. Sunday the February the 15th is this game, and our next game is I think when is our next game? I'm sure it's the Saturday. Obviously, we had a rested team in that last game due to obviously having the game a couple of days before. We had 2 games in 3 days, didn't we? So we had a long gap, a long gap between the last 2 games, but those 2 games was really short gap, so therefore we couldn't have much chance to do anything really with the team. I'm going to stick with Dos Santos in the cam role for the time being. I quite like him there. Mbaye has been playing really well recently. So we've got Muru, Wotton, Sterling, Niang, McCormack. I'm not going to have Morrison on the bench. I want McManaman and I also want Bentaleb on the bench. I'd really like to get Yeso more games, but we've changed into this 4-2-3-1 formation. Obviously, we only really have one striker, and obviously we've got McCormack and Bentner as the main 2. Dos Santos is playing in the cam role, where I was starting to use McCormack just to sort of have him as more of a centre forward, isn't it? I think, than rather than an actual a cam role. But we've had a bad start to this game as Holden put Bolton 1-0 up after 7 minutes. Coming to half time, it's still 1-0 to Bolton. Sterling has come on for Mbaye. Dos Santos has been booked. Beckford has come on. Muru has come on at centre back for Kabul. That's interesting. Final 10. Can we get an equaliser? The answer is no. We get beat by Bolton in the Premier League 1-0. And now we have the game against Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. And Tom Huddlestone saying thanks for playing him. Well, you didn't do any good, did you, fella? So, nothing we could really do about that one. Not happy with the squad roll is Yesel. Okay. And we need to motivate my team ahead of this game. I'm going to change. I'm going to make a couple of changes to the team. I definitely think so. We'll drop Mbaye is 1, and we will have Sterling. I'm going to drop Dos Santos and I'm going to put McCormack there. Mbaye, Niang, Wotton and Muru. I'm actually thinking of dropping... Who am I thinking of dropping? It was Skirtle I was thinking of dropping and getting Tom Lees in. As Tom Lees is obviously an up and coming player. And Skirtle he's declined from I think he was 79 when we bought him this season. He's gone down at least 2, I'm fairly certain of that. So I am concerned that we need to give some of the younger guys a chance. Kabul will be the mainstay at the centre of defence, and Tom Lees I think has got a good chance of getting up to 75 if not 80, as Montoya is booked after the 14th minute for the opening bit of action in this FA Cup game. Tomlin has been injured for Middlesbrough. And it's 1-0 now, but it was 0-0 at half time. McCormack scored just after half time. Niang has come on up front for Bentner. That's an interesting one. Very strange. So Niang can play up front. That is a very strange substitution to make. But I suppose with who we had or didn't have on the bench. In fact, let's have a look. Who was on the bench in terms of striking options? I'm fairly certain Niang can play there. Yeah, right wing or striker. I suppose, yeah, looking at it, it was the only forward we had on there. So yeah, McManaman can play centre forward. But obviously the computer theoretically won't have the logic to put McManaman in the cam role. Because I thought I'd call it a centre forward role, but it's a cam role, and have Bentner. So move McCormack up front and have McManaman in the centre forward role. It won't think of doing that. But anyway, we're through to the next round of the Cup, which is always good news. But now we have a game against Man United coming up. And we've been offered a job by the Swiss international team. We are going to reject that. No management, no international management in this one. Okay, so this game against Man United has been brought forward a day. I'm assuming that's due to FA Cup games. Let's go to the calendar and see who we have in the cup here. It has not been decided yet, so I'm assuming there are some replays coming up that obviously we will not be taking part in. I don't really think there's anything we need to do with the squad for this game. No, everyone looks to be okay and full of energy. So, interesting to see what sort of team Manchester United do have. They have a few injuries. Juan Mata, I can see, is out injured. And Pjanic puts Man United 1-0 up after 3 minutes. Sam Byram sent off after 11. They've got Rooney, Kagawa, Valencia, Fellaini, Jones, Butner, Godin, Smalling, Varela and De Gea. Van Persie and Hernandez on the bench. Van Persie has come on for Rooney and Bay on for Sterling, coming to the final 20 minutes to go, and it's still 1-0 to Man United. We need to get something out of this game, and Bay and McManaman are on for us, and it's a 1-0 Man United win. All things considered, yes, we conceded the early goal, but considering we were down to 10 men as well, that is, I'm tempted to say that is an acceptable result. Nyang wants to be sold. Skirtle wants to go. Okay, I'm happy to let Skirtle go. We've got Nkulu coming in. We've got Tom Lees that can play there. We've got a few others. Scout report. We've got a central defender here. Caminaris. A potential between 89 and 94, so he's got a really good chance. We need to let him progress a little bit further, sign him up May, June time, let him go out on loan next season. Thompson looks like he's going to be a right winger or right midfielder. So 87 max for Consigli. You know what, let's sign him up. 71 max for the keeper, reject. 87 max, let's keep our eye on him. Mensah, who've you got? 89 max, 86 and 87. Let's keep our eye on all those for now. The last match was not what we want to see end in defeat. Fair enough. It was a game against... Yes, I understand it was a game against our rivals, but when you're down to 10 men early doors, I'm sorry, you just got to do the best you can. Right, a game coming up against Sunderland, and we have been given 153 grand in terms of prize money, which will probably be used to strengthen the youth squad. So in fact, we're just gonna... Yeah, so Consigli can come in now. Looks like Charney's going to be a good defender. He can come in now. His overall isn't the best right now, but his potential is fantastic. Radza as well. He's got better overall right now, but just not as good potential. Rask looks like he's going to be an attacking mid. 86 max. 93 max still for Thompson. Radza 84 max, 94 max for Chaminaris. This guy looks like he's going to be an absolute ledge, but we just need to keep him going for the time being. Balance is good. Strength is really good. Heading accuracy. Standing tackle still leaves a lot to be desired if he's a centre back, which by all means looks like he's going to be. Right, so we got away against Southampton today. Time to make a couple of changes at the back. In fact, yeah, I need to move Montoya to there. There we go. Muru back in the team. I'm going to take Tom Ince out. I'm going to give Niang a run in the team. I'm going to see what he can do. Ward-Prowse. Okay, I need to look at the bench, and obviously we've got no strikers on the bench really, so we need to get at least Yesel on the bench. Skull hasn't been playing well. Pierce is on his is on the decline. So that's just his morale, isn't it? But yeah, Pierce is one that he's on 27, so we may keep him as a backup and nothing more. And if he's not that keen on it, then unfortunately there's not much we can do about that. Wow, so we brought Niang on and to replace Tom Ince, and Niang gets injured in the first minute and has to be taken off. And Benton obviously put us 1-0 up after the 3rd minute. Klein booked for Southampton. McManaman on for Huddlestone. A bit of a worry that, because obviously we've got the 2 defensive midfielders, and McManaman isn't really a defensive midfielder. Rodriguez scores, but McCormack gets the goal. I saw Muck and thought it was McManaman. Yeah, McCormack gets the winner. So McCormack starting to produce in that centre forward stroke cam role. Niang out for 2 months. Ironically, he says he's not being played, wants to be sold. I play him and he gets injured. And Everton coming up now in the FA Cup. Press conference. I am going to praise my team to getting back to winning ways following the defeat against Man United to beat Southampton. And let's have a look at the team. It's a straightforward toss-up, I think, between Ince and McManaman. I'm going to go with Ince. So obviously Niang needs to come off the bench, and I'm going to go with... Who should I go with? So we've got Mbaye there, we've got McManaman, I've got Yeso centre. I could do with... I'll have Jack Robinson on the bench. See if we can get him a bit of game time. But right, at home to Everton, who lost to Spurs 2-1, beat Norwich 1-0, beat Zenit 1-0. Interesting to see if that was Europa or Champions League. I've hazarded a guess and say it was Europa. So Murray was booked and is now sent off. Barkley put Everton 1-0 up. Sterling has equalised. Obviously we are playing with 10 men. Final 30, McManaman has come on for Ince. Dos Santos came on as well. Bentner from the penalty spot has put us 2-1 up, but then Choluka has made it 2-2. So, considering we were down to 10 men after 26 minutes, I'm going to say a 2-2 draw is a good result. Dos Santos, too many yellows, and Muru, too many yellows, and Ward-Prowse saying thanks for being played. So I'm not too worried about Ward-Prowse. He looks like he's starting to bed himself into the team. Tough game coming against Chelsea, and then we have the game against Everton, the replay. I'm going to reject the offer from Chile. Everton, previous date was the 11th. He's been put back to the 12th. Thank you. Dan Gosling returned from injury, which is good news. Right, so let's... Murray is going to come out and Jack Robinson is going to come into the team. Obviously, 2 guys on the bench that need to come out. It said Dan Gosling was back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on the bench. Actually, I'm going to go with Christensen instead. I just want him a bit to give some of these youngsters a bit of experience. Gonzalez, 16, right wing or centre mid. Let's have you on the bench. Sod it. He's probably got very little chance of playing in the game, but I prefer to give someone like him the experience, even just the experience of maybe playing 10-15 minutes. He might not be able to do anything. But wow, Chelsea are in fine form. Beat CSK Moscow 1-0, Cardiff 4-0, Swansea 2-1. Ashley Cole is suspended. 5:30 kickoff live on TV, and Willian puts Chelsea 1-0 up after 4 minutes. Lewandowski is up front. They've got Eto, Lukaku, Oscar Mikel, Terry, Callas and Cech on the bench. Thibaut Courtois is in goal. We've got Azpilicueta, Cahill, David Luiz, Marcelo, Ramos, Matic, Moses, Hazard, William now with his second, obviously Lewandowski, David Luiz sent off. McManaman has come on as well. Bentaleb has come on. Azpilicueta puts Chelsea 3-0 up. So, not much really we could do there. Youth player wants out. Christian Radza is waiting to cancel the contract. I think he's already to be called up to the senior squad. And the board are saying the match against Chelsea was an important one and we shouldn't have lost it. Okay. Right, so Radza, isn't it, who wants out? 84. I'm looking at his overall now, seeing it's between 43 and 45, whereas Charney's is up there. You know what? Yeah, let's release him. Consigli can be called up now. We have no idea where he's going to play or how good he's going to be. Charney, we sort of know how good he's going to be. Rask he's got a lot better overall right now. I think it was Thompson. Let's see how many squad spots we have. We have 3 squad spots available. So I could, if any of them moan, I could bring them in for this for before the season's over, and do that pretty soon. Right, time to make some changes at the back. Skirtle, and let's give Pierce a chance. Murray should be back. Yep. Bentaleb, Gosling. Let's go with Mbaye. Dos Santos is back. I'm going to give Samuel Yessel the game. I am hoping that we get through this game and beat Everton, but I'm also concerned the fact with our league form as well. We haven't really. I don't know though. I was going to say we haven't really hit the spots that I thought. But obviously, losing to Man United and losing to Chelsea in our first season back in the Premier League is probably expected. We beat Southampton at Southampton as well, didn't we? So that was a good result. But we lost to Bolton, which was a game I would have expected to get at least a point from. But we're into the second half against Everton here in the Cup. 30 minutes to go now. Bentner has gone off. Yessel has come on. McManaman has come on for Ince. And we're down to the final 10, and it is 0-0. So we are going into extra time. Here we go. Well, in fact, we're almost through half of it. Still no goals in the game. Final 5. Looks like it's going to go to penalties. And Everton take the game 4-3 on penalties. So the way I look at that is the fact that 2 games against Everton, yes, they were cup games, but we have managed to hold out for draws again in the pair of them. Skirtle wants to be sold, and Byron wants to be sold. Well, Byron, you were dropped for the simple fact that you got yourself sent off. Prize money, we've been given 300,000, so that's okay. Press conference. I'm going to motivate my team ahead, especially this game against QPR. It's one we need to be winning. A couple of scouting updates. Wow, this keeper looks like he could be half decent, but I'm going to want to keep my eye on him for the time being. Okay, 89 max potentially for Jean-Charles Blaise, right winger, with a left foot. Interesting. Jean-Christophe Lecker, no idea where he's going to be, but he's 73 max, so he's a reject. Physically strong, Opa Diakite. One to keep an eye on. He could be a sort of a defensive midfielder, so we will scout all those further. Martinson, 86 max for Andrea Montini, 76 max for Giuseppe Capelozzo, reject him. 81 max Lorenzo, reject. 78 max Luca Lazzoni, 84 max, keep our eye. 81 max, reject. So there's only 2. Dribbling and acceleration potentially could be amazing for Andrea Montini, so we'll have to keep our eye on him. We've looked at the youth report. So let's actually go and have a look at the table. We are 14th and we are on 30 points. Obviously, looking at the bottom 13, we've conceded the fewest goals. See, we conceded fewer than QPR, who are in 10th, and Fulham in 9th. So out of the top, from 9th to 20th, we've conceded the 3rd fewest goals behind Swansea and Southampton. It's just the fact that we've only scored 27. So you've got Cardiff, you've got Bolton, you've got Norwich, you've got West Ham, you've got West Brom. So there's only 5 teams who've scored fewer goals than us, which that is our downfall this season. We are just not scoring many. So Jason Pearce wants to discuss his wage. Okay, he's on 6,000 a week. And he wants 15,000 a week for 2 years. No, I'm not going to do that deal right now. Warnock and Peltier's contracts are up for renewal, but we don't have to worry about them. Bentner's a contract I do need to worry about. He wants 2 years and he wants 50 grand. If he's willing to drop down to 50 grand, I'll gladly offer him that contract. Raheem Sterling. He wants to go up to 60. Oh, if Bentner's going to come down to 50. He wants 1 year at 4. It's only 61 overall. There's a lot better we can pick up. So, yes, Pierce wants to discuss his wage, so we're not going to worry about that right now. 28, so there's 10 games to go in the season. And obviously we need to make some changes to the team. We had a few players we rested for that last game. Robinson back in. Let's go with Huddlestone and Ward-Prowse. Mbaye out and Sterling in. Bentaleb, Gosling. What I've just noticed is obviously Bentner is still a little bit knackered. So I'm going to keep it with McCormack there and Yeso up front. In fact, no, I'm not going to swap around because Yeso can play centre forward. Yeah, and let's leave it at that. I'll make this the final game of the episode, and then I will do a little squad report to see how everyone is progressing. So 1-1 draw 1, lost 1 over the last 3 for QPR. We need to get at least a draw out of this game, as Mbaye has been booked early doors for QPR. Half an hour gone, still 0-0. Pierce has been booked. McManaman on for Ince in the second half. Bentner on for McCormack. Yesel scores and puts us 1-0 up. Final 10 minutes coming up. Can we hold out and have our second clean sheet? I'm not counting the penalties in that last game against Everton. So there's our second clean sheet, which is pretty good considering we shipped 4 against Chelsea. So I will move forward. Bentner has accepted his contract. Wow. So we've saved 5 grand a week. But we've given that to Raheem Sterling, who's a lot younger, so I'm happy to do that. And that win, where's that put us in the table? We are up to 13th now. We are 7 points above the relegation zone, but we are more importantly 3 points above 10th. We need to be looking up, not down. And we are playing Everton in our next game, which is... see what we can do against them in the league. 2 tough games coming up. USA international management offer. Would love to take that, but I'm going to leave that one. Right, Everton and then Stoke coming up. 2 tough games. We're at home for the game against Everton as well. And Mbaye wants to play in this next game. I think I may put you back in, fella. But let's have a quick look at the squad report. Obviously stats on the right, and I'll quickly run through. Forster up 4, Montoya up 3, Kabul the same, Pierce the same, Robinson the same, Huddlestone hasn't moved, Ward-Prowse up 2, Ince up 3, Sterling up 2, Yesel up 4, McCormack hasn't moved, Gonzalez up 2, Bentaleb up 4, Mbaye up 2, Wootton up 1. McManaman, maybe we have to start playing Scott Wootton. He's 23 and his rating is 70. Pierce is 27, his rating is 71, so yeah, Wootton is going to get a few more games. McManaman is up 3, Dos Santos up 1, Bentner up 2, Peltier hasn't moved, Skirtle's gone down 2, so he wants to be sold, he will be sold. Navarro up 2, hopefully we can try and get him out on loan next season. Nagel up 2, get him out on loan for next season. Svensson up 1. Bissett is going to be backup keeper, but we may look to let him go out on loan if we can as well. Christensen out on loan. Byram, I want to keep him as backup, but he wants to leave. Muru not moved. Niang hasn't moved. His physical stats have gone down, which is a slight worry, but obviously he's not playing. Tom Lee's up 2. Austin is down 2, we're looking to get rid of him. Stewart is up 2. We may try and offload him. Gosling hasn't moved, but obviously been injured for several months. It's a Lucas, we're looking to get rid of him. Morrison is retiring. Norris we're looking to get rid of. Warner we're looking to get rid of. Tunkara is out on loan and is up 3. His finishing is improving nicely, so is his crossing and dribbling. Moat is up 1. We may have to let him go out on loan again next season. Sibi Shrevers is up 4 to 69. Improving all over the shop, and we will look to let him go out on loan again. But guys, I will call it a day there, and I'll be back with you in the next episode pretty soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers.